Okay, and welcome back to a bit of an experiment. This is a kind of a quick demo video. This is my IBM Model F AT, and I wanted to do a little something different. Most people record their keyboard videos, sound videos in mono, and me being kind of a hi-fi oriented person, decided, I like the nice headphones and everything. I got a few good old headphones laying around the house here. I really wanted to try this in stereo, so I picked up a set of Rode stereo microphones, aimed at the keyboard. We're going to see if this is worth the trouble or if this is just silly and ridiculous. I'm thinking it's the second thing, but just to be sure. I'm also trying a little bit different camera setup from before. I got a new desk a few weeks ago, so hopefully this will all look good. I guess first a little background about the Model F AT. This is a buckling spring. Let's see if you can hear it there. Just like the Model M, the only difference being this is a buckling spring over PCB instead of a membrane, so it's a capacitive buckling spring. I've got two examples here. This is a, let's see if I can get you to focus on that. Can you focus? There you go. There you go. All right. This is like a little demo unit, and it's like you can see the flipper for the Model F is a lot bigger. The foot's a lot bigger, and it gives a bit deeper sound. Is that in focus? It's hard to tell. There you go. I'm using a DSLR, which is sometimes not that great for focus. Okay. So that's the Model F. Kind of entered the buckling spring. Mechanism is the same as the M, but in practice it buckles down and everything, or buckles up, but the flipper is bigger and has a deeper sound. It also is hitting a membrane, and this is a Model M demo unit. As you can see, it's got the little tiny white flipper in there, and I don't know if you can pick that up, but it's a lot tinier, a little bit less satisfying than the Model F. Focus back in on the keyboard. There you go. Okay. I'm using, like, this lens is probably older than some people watching this channel, so please forgive that focus wobble. The Model M is actually a membrane keyboard. So this is a membrane out of a Model M. This is actually a new membrane from Unicomp I have to replace a failed membrane in an 86 Model M that I have in the closet. But as you can tell, there are contact traces through here. When the little flipper on the bottom of the spring flips down after the spring buckles, it actually hits these contacts and presses them together, and that's the contact. Hello, future me here. What I'm saying is that the Model F uses a capacitive PCB for key input detection, and the Model M uses only a membrane with contact patches. The Model F, just by its capacitive nature, does have VIN key rollover. What I'm saying here is that functionally the buckling spring isn't that different between the two, and the key feel and the sound and stuff are kind of similar, but yeah, there is some functional difference in the keyboards themselves just from the detection mechanism of the PCB versus the membrane. Please enjoy the rest of the video and don't write about this in the comments. Thank you. Contact between these two lines is what sends your signal up to the controller. Same sort of thing here, just instead of a membrane, there's a printed circuit board, so it's a solid piece of material behind it. The sound is a little bit different. The feel is way different. These are infinitely smoother than the Model M, and I'm pointing at the Model M on the other side of the table, but you can't see it. These are definitely a case of don't meet your heroes. You're going to be sad if you own one of these. They are so much nicer to type on than the Model M, and you're going to be sad because they don't make these anymore. These are getting to be a bit of a collector's item because of the rarity, especially the AT. The XT is a little bit less rare. The story behind the AT was IBM made the PC XT, and it came with the FXT keyboard, which had an XT layout. I don't have one of those. I'll try to remember, future me, put a photo of an XT, FXT here, and to show the difference, but it's a different layout and stuff. This came after, and this was only produced for about a year, I think, before they started shipping the Model M with the PC-AT, which is the Model M that we still see today. So these aren't that common. Being a AT layout, you're missing the F11 and F12 keys. The escape keys over here, that doesn't bother me. Control and caps lock are in switch positions. Again, that really doesn't bother me. So there's some things different. You also, most notably, don't have an arrow and a nav cluster, so you have to cut off numlock and use the, up, down, left, right, home, and page up, page down keys on this, and then cut the numlock on when you want to use the numpad. So these aren't the most convenient to use with the modern PC. The other bad thing about using these as a daily driver is that they are getting old and they're going to probably have some issues. This one's in working shape, but you cannot get parts for these like you can the Model M. The Model M, you can go to Unicomp and get case parts, keycaps, springs, membranes, flippers, all that stuff for it for about any Model M that was ever made. These, no one's really making spare parts for them. There's a foam pad inside of them that breaks down over time. If you get inside one of these, you're kind of asking for trouble. On the Model Fs, I kind of have a, if it ain't broke, don't fix it policy. You can repair them, don't get me wrong, it's just infinitely harder to do. So, keep that in mind if you pick up one of these. If you pick up one in rough shape, it's going to be a bit of a project to source parts and to repair it. You may have to end up cutting your own foam replacement and all that stuff. They do have this glorious coiled cable though, which is really great, and it's 6 feet or more long. It does end in the PC-AT 5-pin DIN plug. But that's not a big deal. There is a eBay store, and I'll link it in the description, that sells these adapters, and they are internally a Soarer's converter, and you can build your own Soarer's converter too, but I don't think I could. I have an electronics background, and I don't think I could build one that nice. So this is Soarer's compatible. You could reprogram it, remap it. I have some maps for replacing and getting the F12 key by holding like Control-Alt F9. And you can do that in this little adapter, and it's got the 180 pin AT to USB. Works nicely. He also sells them, I'm assuming it's a he, could not be. This person sells these in the RJ11 connector for the terminal keyboards, the 240 pin DIN connector, and everything. And they're like $40, and they're worth, for the quality you get, they are worth every cent of that. The other Achilles heel of these, and the thing I don't like messing with too much, are these little flip down. Let me see if I can get these. See the feet on it there on the back? There are these flip out spring-a-ma-doodle thing here's, and they kind of twist in and out like that. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's hard to do. But that controls the elevation, and these things have a tendency to break off and stuff, so that's another thing to watch out for on these. Other than that, they're fantastic keyboards. Again, it is, if you like Model M's, this is a bit of a case of don't meet your heroes. You're going to go back to your Model M and go, oh God, what a piece of garbage. These are so much smoother, so much nicer, just sound so much satisfying. You're going to be angry that they don't make these anymore. Well, they do. There's a project that makes these, but I don't know if they're sold in bulk yet or if you have to special order it or what. It's like Project Model F or something.com. I have to look it up, but you're going to be mad that this is not the one that survived. The M is a cut down version of this. The M is cost cut compared to this. These were better constructed. The ATs are plastic. You can kind of hear that. The XTs were metal and metal casings. The XTs you can use with the modern PC with the Soarer's adapter. It's just a way different layout. It's a little bit more cramped. I'd say the AT is probably more desirable from a collecting standpoint. I use this occasionally, but I don't. This is not the one to be eating your tendies at your computer with. This is the one that you kind of take out when you want to do something special, clean it up, and put it back after a few weeks or whatever. But thanks for watching, and I'm going to do the typing demo next with the stereo mics. So if you've got them, I would highly recommend getting a set of headphones out, be they, you know, a set of good old earbuds there, in-ear monitors, get your big fancy open backs out, or, you know, even if you just got, you know, showing my audiophile cred here, the Porta Pros with the Axi pads. I would recommend getting out a good set of headphones to get the full stereo separation experience here. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, and yeah, enjoy the experience of the Model F in stereo.